Welcome everybody. This is the first time I have ever recorded a stream before, or a tutorial video on how to build a character inside a Dragon Age Inquisition. I've never done a stream before, and so it took me some time to figure out all the statistics for it. So anyways, I'm a part of the Dragon Age forum on Facebook, and there was a discussion a couple days ago about, Artificer rogues and telling people that I think I can kill a dragon inside of 30 seconds. Now, keep in mind, I have not played Inquisitions in a long time, but we're going to go ahead and try to honor that claim and show you guys a video of exactly how to do it and what I have done in my rogue. So as of right now, I am a level 25 human rogue. I am an Artificer build, and I use the DragonInquisition.com character building forum. It itemizes out all the best builds on how to min-max your character for Nightmare play. So I'm going to take a second here and show you that I am indeed in Nightmare. So I'm in Nightmare, and I have all the trials on, all the ones that matter at least. So even ground, all the enemies scale to you. Walk softly, which is what is it? They have new traits and abilities. Rest easy, you lose all focus, but I don't even use the rift mark with this build. And then rub some dirt on it, which is probably the most powerful one, or the most handicap one, which is all healing potions only give you 1 health. So yeah, and then Grizzly End. I think this only makes bears tough, or grizzly bears tough, but I have it on just because. The other ones are kind of dumb. So supply caches are removed from the game. You can put this on if you want, if you're using rub some dirt on it, because you're just going to be healing when you fast travel back to tents or to camps. Take it slow, you gain half XP, which I hate leveling slow, and Fairweather Friends, which is, I think there's an achievement for this one. Just, it lowers approval rating, and it increases your negative approval rating. I don't bother with that one. So we're going to start off with the gear on this build, and you'll notice that these daggers are the schematics for Descent. You get them in Descent, the expansion, or DLC. Sorry, they don't call them expansions anymore. I'm old. And I named them Preparation and Execution. Yes, you can laugh at my naming schemes, but everybody gets confused. I want to break down DPS versus damage. DPS is just basically how fast these daggers hit, but the damage is really what you're looking for, and the top end damage on this is 174 damage. The DPS just calculates in how fast weapon swing is, all the mods, all the critical chance, weapon damage plus runes and all that stuff. So it says 529, but realistically it's only 174. That's the number we use to calculate weapon damage. It has 21% attack. Both of my daggers are built the same way. The one key difference is the masterwork that is used is a tier 3 and the offhand is a tier 2, because you cannot stack both tier 3 of the same one. So I cannot use a 10% chance to cast Hidden Blades 5 times if on both weapons. They just won't trigger. But you can use the tier 2 version, which is the 4 hits, so 1 less hit, big deal. Planning Ahead is my armor that I've built with all the masterworks, or the additional legs that are on that. And again, I don't remember exactly which ones they are, but if you go to DragonInquisition.com, which is the character build site, it will itemize every single thing I've done, and I just used the best stuff. It's whatever it recommended, I did that. So I put max cunning, max health, sundering, which is dumb, but I put it on there because I think out of all the choices for that specific, I think it was like a leather slot, it was the best one. The two key ones here, though, are the sigil and the masterwork. The masterwork I used is the gain 5 guard on hit, which will make more sense here soon when you see the build that I'm using. It's a multi-hit build, and I don't know if the talents are exactly the same. I don't think they are on the website. I think it emphasized more choices, or different choices. Mine is specifically meant to abuse guard on hit and the weapon triggers for hidden blades, because I wanted to hit as many things as possible for a couple specific talents, so I'll get into that here shortly. And then the Great Bear Sigil, which is one of the key pieces to making this build work, which is it basically doubles your stamina and reduces your regeneration rate, which the regeneration portion doesn't matter. Usually the sigils have some sort of negative. This one, for this build, is completely and utterly just gravy. And then just a basic helm that I crafted with as much conning as I could put on it. And then the amulet is just more cunning. The 2 rings are critical hit damage. And then the Ring of Slicing, which is 5% crit chance and 10% critical hit damage. And then a belt. The belts in the game are pretty much dumb, and at this point I don't think I ever found one that was good. So that's the items that I used. Now, keep in mind, I have exploited this game. On this one, I've played through the game probably a dozen times, and after so many playthroughs, you just kind of get bored. That's when you start modding things and playing around. And there's a section in Crustwood which lets you pick up a book, which is a talent book for the Inquisitor. And the way the chests work in Dragon Age Inquisitions is if you pick up one item, and say there's multiple items in a chest, and this works with any chest in the game. If there's one item in the chest, or multiple items in the chest, you can pick up one of the items as opposed to loot all. If you pick up one of the items and then leave the area, say go back to Skyhold, and then come back to that chest, reloading the zone, the chest will have reseated with everything in it. So in Crestwood, behind a locked door that you need the Inquisition perk, Fine Tools, I think it is. If you get behind that, you can pick up the book and leave the other items that are in the chest, and and then you can go back to Skyhold, come back to that book, pick up that book again, and do it over and over and over and over again, and literally get every talent for your Inquisitor possible, so you can play whatever build you want to. Does it change it a lot? Kind of, but for the most part, in this build, it doesn't make any sort of difference, because I've done it. I've played the game, and it's literally just as broken as this. So we're going to start off with the Subterfuge talent. We started off with Stealth, and then we chose Lost in the Shadows. Easy to miss, evasion, all good. Mercy killing. All of these are kind of dumb because I have them, but they don't matter. You want stealth, you want evasion. It doesn't matter. Really, you just want some stealth. Evasion is nice because it's a panic button if you need it, but ultimately you don't. We're going to get over to, let's see, Sabotage. So the key talents that you want to get in Sabotage are Hook and Tackle, and it beats walking. So it means that you don't have to spend stamina to use this ability, and what this does is it gets you in close. I feel like this ability is vastly underused. Rogues, especially melee rogues, need a way to get in close, and this one I think actually routes you to it. Let's see. Yeah, you chain yourself to the target upon arrival. This is really important if you're going to use the bow version of this build, because you're going to use the no escape portion with leaping shot. Let's see, where is it? That's literally all the build is just leaping shot and hook and tackle, because you're going to root yourself and then you just use leaping shot and you never leave, and you just literally pepper them with arrows from above. So anyways, back to Subterfuge, or Sabotage, sorry. This right here, Look Like It Hurt, is what the entire build that I've done is based around. There's another talent that combos with it, but basically Look Like It Hurts and Opportunity Knocks inside of Artificer are what makes this build so ridiculous. Looks Like It Hurts, what it does is when you score a critical hit, you regenerate stamina, which is really, really important, because that means stamina regeneration doesn't matter. All it matters is how many times you can crit. So how many times you can hit something increases your chance to crit, and how much crit chance you have increases your chance to increase stamina. So it's literally just a numbers game. Cheap Shot, when you score a critical hit, you reduce their armor, which is also good because it's a benefit to this build. And then Throwing Daggers with stacking damage bonus. I like this one because it's a ranged hit as well as a multi-hit attack. That's why I use it. So, and I was actually really impressed. Even though it's only 100% weapon damage, it turns out to be really good. So there's my 4 and my 6 buttons, and you can set them up however you want. That's just what works for me. And now the bread and butter in the dagger tree. You don't need any of this. If you can get these passives, go for it. Specifically regen stamina on a kill, that's great, but you don't usually need it just because of the way the build works. You want to get down here. This one's good because if you haven't crit in a while, then it'll let you crit. But Spinning Blades with its upgrade for 4 additional hits, this is really important because it gives you 9 chances to hit, and then it also stacks with your Hidden Blades ability. So your Hidden Blades, if those crit, then they give you more stamina, and if any one of these hits, anytime you get a crit, you get stamina. So your stamina will pretty much always be topped off with this build. So then we get into Elemental Mines. So Spike Trap is a good one because it creates a large detonation with this one, with Pyrotechnics, and you can use it in stealth. That's also really neat. It's also fun when you're actually in doing your combo of Thrown Blades and Spinning Blades. If you need something cheap to get a critical hit, you can drop Spike Trap and blow up things. And since it's a large area, it's an AoE effect, you can actually get multiple crits if enemies are grouped up. So that's why I use that one. Opportunity Knocks is the other part of the combo with Look Like It Hurt. Opportunity Knocks is actually a bug. It says when an ally critical hits, you take advantage of your success to reduce your cooldown times. So this is where the glitch comes in. It's not actually ally critical hits. It's glitched to where if you crit, then you reduce your cooldown times. Everyone thinks it's an ally thing, and it's not. It's specifically for the Inquisitor too. So the other broken portion of this little sub combo is Elemental Mines with the Throw Everything talent. And what Elemental Mines does, I don't care for the one shot because all that does is do a rotating big mine, and it's really stupid. Elemental Mines is you basically spend 50 stamina and you throw like 8 mines, I think it is. But with the Throw Everything talent, you throw 1 additional for the amount of stamina you have. And since we're using the Sigil of the Great Bear, it doubles your stamina from 100 to 200. So 50. So basically, you get an extra 150 stamina as a Throw Everything. And so for 1 every 5, I think that's an additional 15 mines, and it may not seem like a lot, but you're going to watch here soon exactly why it's insane. And take them down, extra critical hit bonus, that's awesome. And then Tricks of the Trade. All of these are good talents. You just want to get all these talents as much as possible. You'll notice I'm not using any of the rift abilities or the specialty attacks. The build's just too fast and overpowered for it to matter. So this is that's the setup for everything I'm using. You'll notice my buttons are Stealth, then Elemental Mines, Spike Traps, Throwing Blades, Spinning Blades, Hook and Tackle, Evade, and Fallback Plan. And 95% of the time I completely and utterly forget about Evasion and Fallback Plan. So let's go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about and how broken this build is, because remember, we're in Nightmare with all trials on, or at least all the ones that make all the enemies as difficult as possible. So I've got Cassandra, I've got also 2 mages here just because I'm the rogue, and Barrier is great. So we're going to start off. Elemental Mines, keep in mind, is actually tricky. You have to be able to aim it correctly, so you have to stay a little bit away. But this is how busted this skill is. I just blew up the Abomination without any sort of problems whatsoever. So, oops, totally missed. Can't you cooperate with my video? You should be dead already. There we go. Okay, he's dead. So, I mean, you guys saw how quickly it killed the Abomination. The bombs, and some of these monsters are just kind of tough. It's positioning and things of that nature, but the dragon should go much quicker than that, and I'll give you a good showcase on that one here shortly. But this is just a warm-up to show you exactly what happens, and if you noticed, I literally didn't take any damage, and I'm at full guard, which is more than Cassandra. So, and Cassandra's my love interest. Cassandra forever, at least in this game. for those wondering, and to preemptively answer any other questions, my love interest for the other 2 games would be Morrigan and then Isabella. So I like strong women. What can I say? All right, more mines, bombs, bombs. Look at the damage. Look at the stamina. Spam. Ooh, I died. How in the world did I die? Oh, probably wasn't paying attention. Oh, we don't want to do that. What the heck? Totally ruins my stream. What the heck? Kill this stupid thing. Okay. Well, I'd have to rewatch my own replay to figure out what the hell killed me just there. But whatever. So here, this is actually going to make the video even better. I have no health whatsoever. And we're still going to go and try to kill this dragon. Why? Because reasons. Alright. So. Alright, well, I'm at full guard. Okay, so keep in mind, elemental mines is really tricky. What I was talking about earlier. It takes positioning to be able to use this correctly. So you have to be a little bit of ways to be able to throw it. And that's why I like to be in stealth first, so the enemies don't see it coming. And the other thing to note is that with dragons, or large enemies like giants and stuff like that, the mines will not hit them because of the larger hitbox. I don't know why. The only time it works is if they're laying down. So this dragon specifically it works with because you can preemptively start the fight by dropping all of your mines, and they will explode because he's laying down. Other dragons, it won't hit. Even though they'll walk over him, it won't affect them. The spike trap will hit them, but the other ones won't, because you can drop the spike trap right on their foot and it'll go off. But the elemental mines won't. Now, if you were to use the one-shot upgrade, the mine would hit them. But yeah, as for the elemental mines, it doesn't hit them. Also, the other thing that can happen is sometimes environmentally, if like they're doing their wing attack or something like that, some sort of weird environmental thing where it causes great winds or weird timing issues. Like I think there's inside the temple where the time slows down and you throw the mines. Sometimes they fly off screen. Sometimes they get stuck and they don't hit the ground or anything like that. But this is rare, and they don't do that very often. But you'll figure it out as you go. So enough talking. Let's go kill us a dragon. And I like to stay on the back foot of these things as much as possible. Alright. Oh! Well, look at that. That might have even been less than 30 seconds. I killed him before he even summoned the dragonlings. So, there you go, guys. I hope that that was a sufficient example of what the Artificer Rogue can do. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and hope you enjoyed that, guys. Thanks.